Hi, welcome to A Moment in Time with Taylor. Thank you so much for watching. We are live on YouTube and Periscope. Thank you for being here. Thank you for inviting your followers and retweeting on Twitter, sharing on Twitter. Michael Joseph Murray. First comment to the broadcast was Matthew Gold coming over on YouTube. Usually goes live a little bit before Periscope. Now, are you guys experiencing any issues, especially on YouTube? Because YouTube's telling me that users may be experiencing some minor issues. I'm not really sure why that is, but it is, there we go. Okay, it just went clear. It just cleared up. I'm not sure. I was trying to troubleshoot that while I was live. Wolf Puppy! So Wolf Puppy is here. She is a dear friend of mine, and she is the reason we are going to do this broadcast. I know it's a little bit late, 11:30 at night here in New Jersey, but she's on the West Coast, so hopefully it's not too late for her. She let me know that she's having some pain with her IT band. So we'll start by talking about what an IT band is. Let me just say quick hello to the comments. Red, first comment to the broadcast on Periscope. Hey, Susie. Donna, Banana, Requiem. You'll be in Clearwater this weekend. Hey, Fazio, that's awesome. Now live in New Jersey. You're just sweaty lately? Yeah, so if Child's Pose makes you sweat, then it might be your IT band. It might be the IT. Oh, yeah, I didn't do the weird dance. Okay, hello, welcome. Welcome to A Moment in Time with Taylor. Thanks for watching. Please check out our website, nextjuice.com. Click the support button and help us to keep this channel going and growing together. Thank you to all the people who supported this channel over the last 30 days. All right, how's that? How's that, man? Met him. Your IT band. So my what? Your IT band. So your hip bone here, which is actually kind of looks like the wing of a butterfly, you might be able to feel it there if you are thin enough. If not, if you kind of like dig in, you're gonna feel the bones that point forward. That is the front of your hip bone, which goes back and around, and it's like two butterfly wings. Like just gonna do this on a live stream right now. It's fine. So we have this going on, and these are our hip bones, and they're called iliums, or ilia, either way. So that's the I part of the IT band, ilia, or ilio. And then the tibia is this bone here, your shin bone or calf bone, and that is where it attaches on the sides. Let me back up a bit. So your IT band is the muscle that stretches from here. It attaches to the tibia and goes all the way up to attach to the outside, the external side of your ilia. So iliotibial band is your IT band. It's this muscle here. And you can be, if you've been working out too much, sometimes that can start to bother you. You've been doing lots of running, cycling, um, swimming, even certain exercises. Or if you spend a lot of time sitting, it kind of puts the muscles out of proportion with each other. So those muscles can end up overly short, and sitting on your butt all the time actually causes your glute muscles, your butt muscles, to lengthen unnaturally and not along with these. So these muscles might be tight and short. So we're going to focus on lengthening them, also strengthening them with the poses today. I'm going to start out with stretching those muscles and lengthening the muscles, which is what yoga is great at doing. But we can also do some strength positions at the end to make sure that you have some good strength there and strengthen the muscle as well in case it's overly stretched, and it's if you're like hypermobile or hyper flexible, then you could be having that issue as well. So we're going to try to get a little bit everything in on this one. All right. You traumatized your ankle years ago, have hip issues now. Yeah, so that's my yoga teacher taught me that everything kind of builds up. So if you have foot issues, then you might have ankle issues, knee issues, hip issues, back issues, neck issues, etc. So it's all connected. We have all of our body parts are connected. So even if you feel it in the hip, it could be something else, but we're going to focus on that IT band and on that muscle today. But first, let's do a sun salutation so we can get warmed up, stretched out, and this is a great practice that we do in pretty much every yoga practice every time we come to our yoga mat. Shout out to my friend who I call Yoga Mat. He said, "What kind of yoga is this? I'm lonely on here. I'm going to Periscope." Okay, that's fine. I teach Hatha yoga, so I'm a certified Hatha yoga teacher. So I'm going to be teaching Hatha yoga, but I am going to be trying to actually teach the poses where a lot of times I'm just doing my practice with you guys. And earlier, I did some partner yoga with my stepson, so I feel like I did enough of my own practice for today. All right, so it's to start out in our sun salutations. I'm not going to teach this portion. If you want to learn this more, you can go to my YouTube channel, Next Juice, and you can see me go through the poses one by one by one. It's a flow and a sequence of, I believe, 12 poses in the sun salutations, also called Surya Namaskaram. And let me actually start out because Goonies just reminded me about my title, which is Does Child Pose Make You Sweat? That's my title on Periscope anyway. Try to keep my YouTube titles a little bit shorter. So, child's pose is when you are kneeling, like so. You open up your knees and you allow your stomach to come through and forward. It's okay if you're not as flexible as I am, but if this is really difficult for you and quote unquote makes you sweat, it could be your IT band. It could be your IT band. You can also take another variation of child's pose with the legs together, and that puts a little bit more pressure on the belly. And it could be hard to do this if you are carrying extra weight around your belly, and because you won't be able to really come down as far forward because your actual stomach will be in the way. I've been gaining a little bit more of a belly lately too, so we're all together on this. All right, let's start it with our sun salutations, and I'll come back over and check in with the comments. Good day, Alex. And thanks for the heads up on the Instagram thing, by the way. I mentioned that to Ed today when he was talking about Hootsuite. And Britt Butterfly, hey everybody. Josh, hey, what's poppin', YouTube crew? Hey, it's you and two other people, so good luck getting them to open up to you. So I'm just going to move through the sun salutations with my breath. Let's do 3 sun salutations, and then we'll get into the IT band practice. All right? Setting your intention. It could just be to relieve pain in your IT band, and if any of these poses or any of the poses that I teach don't feel good for your body, don't do them. Take what you like, leave the rest for somebody else, and always consult your doctor before starting any new movement program or trying any new movements. Five breaths in downward dog. It's the first downward dog of the class, so if you want to pedal out the feet, feel free to do that. And if you're watching on the replay, I know the temptation to skip this part and get right to the good stuff for the IT band, but remember that your body is going to perform best for you if you're nice and warmed up. So try not to jump right to the deep stretches before you get a chance to check in with your body. One more breath in and out. Walking or stepping it forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. 2 more times like that, flowing with your breath. Inhaling up, exhaling to fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, step back with the other foot. Five breaths here again. Last breath. Bring it forward. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale out and up. Exhale, hands together. Last one. Sun salutations are a great way to check in with your body each time you come to the mat. See if you're feeling any extra tightness or stiffness in any parts of the body. You can also do the modified versions of your Ashtanga or your Chaturanga practice, which you'll find outlined in my YouTube videos. Got a little stuff there. All right. Can you guys just give me some feedback as far as audio? How is the audio on a scale from 1 to 10? Can you hear me all right? 10 means you can hear me perfectly fine. There's no static or feedback, anything weird happening with the audio. Hey, John, because last time I used this microphone, it was a bit odd. Okay, Marcus, 9, 8, Justin. Okay, you need your back popped. You might need to go to a chiropractor for that one. Hi. Hey, Fro. Thank you, Goonies. You should do that with knees apart. You can, especially if you have a belly. So Wolf Puppy is very thin as well, so you don't have to. I actually prefer with my knees together because it presses on my stomach, which can help with digestion. And like if I'm having any gas pain or anything, you might fart when you do it. It's fine. We're talking about child's pose. And if you do it with the knees apart, I was in a yoga class recently from a very advanced yogini meaning female, and I'm really excited because I think she's going to help me a lot get into a better handstand practice and just get a lot stronger and do the poses in a really safe and controlled way. So I'm definitely going to be getting more classes from her. I do broadcast my classes with her live on Periscope, so make sure you're following Next Juice on Periscope, and we are live on YouTube right now also. So she said that when you do it with the knees apart, you get more into the back and you stretch the back more. I sometimes have some discomfort in my hips when I do it with my knees apart. So maybe it's my IT band too. So maybe this will be good for me too. 10. All right. Thanks, Life Sent Falling. Oh my gosh, I wish I could remember your name. Why do I suck at this so bad? Eric, thanks for inviting your followers, sharing on Twitter, and retweeting on Twitter. Bubbles and yoga fans. Yeah, exactly. Farting is a good thing. Matt said, no, it wasn't me that farted. Love you guys. All right, here we go. Let me. Oh, and also I want to tell you, follow me on Instagram, of course, Next Juice. You can see little clips of all of our broadcasts throughout the week. That's my new strategy that I'm going to start posting there. I'm trying to post at least twice a day. On the weekends, maybe like 4 times a day. It might vary with how much I'm posting, but I'm trying to do at least twice a day. Hey, Casey, thanks for inviting your followers and sharing on Twitter. Love you. If you guys aren't following Casey and Wolf Puppy, who I've been talking to, two really, really awesome broadcasters. If you like this type of content, positive, engaging content, make sure you're checking them out. Thanks for the Super Hearts, Casey. That might actually be the first Super Hearts of the broadcast. It is. Thank you, Casey. Representing for the ladies. I love it. Women supporting women. So I tweeted out an article from active.com where they show 8 poses for the IT band. And I'm going to be teaching those here today in video because those are just pictures and words describing the poses. But if you're looking for kind of like a note sheet and you're looking to see it from a different angle, then go to my Twitter, NextJuice, and you can see the tweet where I just tweeted this out right before this broadcast. All right. Hey, AV. Okay, so this one is ankles crossed forward fold, which is perfect because typically when we finish our sun salutations, we get into our forward folds. So our normal forward fold is with the feet hip width distance, which is about 2 fists. If you put 2 fists between the arches of your feet, that's about the distance that you want to be at. If that's not comfortable for you, you can take a wider stance. If you're really, really advancing your yoga practice and you want to try with feet together, be my guest. I almost never do that because I have what's called knock knees. My knees knock together. So if you're like me, then your knees kind of bump each other, and that's not ideal. So you can take your hands to your hips, take a deep breath in. Exhale, we're just going to do a normal forward fold to begin. And you can let your hands just fall where they're comfortable. maybe to the floor, maybe fingertips to the floor, maybe hands to the shins, but make sure you have a soft bend in your knees. You don't want to push your legs so that they're hyperextending the knees backwards. You can also put your hands on your thighs, and if you want to bend your knees pretty significantly, that's fine too. So we're really just trying to get a nice inversion where we're upside down. Our hips and heart are higher than our head. And also we're lengthening the backs of the legs, maybe getting a nice stretch in the back, decompressing the spine. And this is going to get the backs of the legs. Remember, we're trying to get the sides. So we're going to inhale, roll on up. If that pose felt good for you and you want to hold it for a while, be my guest again. So, oh, I forgot to grab my strap. Let me go grab that. So you might want to grab 2 yoga blocks. And this is especially helpful if you have a lot of tightness, especially in the backs of the legs. I know I'm going off camera, but you should still be able to hear me. I'm just grabbing my yoga strap off camera real quick. I'll be right back. On my way back now. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! All right. So you might also want a yoga strap for one of the last later poses that we teach. So I'm going to set that there. And all this is, let's do a quick talk about the props. The block, yoga blocks come in 3 different levels. They're all rectangular, which means that you can either have them at their highest level. And what these do is they bring the ground closer to you. So if you put this on, oh, I love you so much, Wolf Puppy. Thank you for the super hearts. I love you. How does yoga mat feel? I'm not sure. That knees apart child's pose is doing something. Holy moly. Oh God. I'm old. I lay down and flap around. Marcus, I love these comments so much. This is great. This is awesome. Rain gun? Are you talking about the cash cannon? When we get to 25,000 super hearts, we can do the cash cannon if we get there. So this is going to bring the ground closer to you. So I'm just going to pretend that my hand is the ground here. I can even use my other camera, which gets a little closer to me. That might be a better way to do this. Here we are. Hello. So if I put this on the ground, that's going to bring the ground up as high as it can go on its highest, tallest edge. Then you can, as you move through, you can maybe come down to what I call level 2. So it's now a little bit closer to the ground, still bringing the ground closer to you. You might go to level 3, where it's flat down on its lowest side. Or eventually, you may not even use the blocks. And it's going to change from day to day. Sometimes we're more open and flexible. Some days we aren't. Sometimes we want the support of the block, and sometimes we don't. So it's your choice if you use it or not. So with the forward fold, let me go back to the other camera. You can see my little strappy there. So if I'm doing a forward fold, I have the, what camera am I looking at? That one? Okay. I have the block here. So if I can't really go quite as far down and forward, that's okay. I can use the block to support me there. Or if I have 2 yoga blocks, I can use one in each hand, which is a little bit more sturdy, especially if I'm kind of small. I'm only 5'1" and I have smaller hands. So if you have big manly hands, or sorry, I don't mean if you have big hands as a woman, they're manly. I shouldn't have said that. But if you have larger hands, then having 2 hands on one block might feel a little unsturdy. So having the 2 is like crutches, right? And then eventually you might come down to level 2, level 3, and you can always do fingertips too on any of these levels, which is kind of like an in-between. And then maybe you'll come all the way to the floor, again, fingertips, or all the way flat. And a big key here is to suck in the belly. Suck in the belly, and that can help you to fold deeper. Okay? And don't compare yourself to me. Unless you're doing really even better than me, then feel free. But I've been doing yoga for about 6.5 years. And I'm naturally flexible. I'm not super strong, and my balance isn't great. So we're all going to have strengths and weaknesses here, and that's totally fine. Just notice how your body is feeling and what feels good to you. Don't push yourself past your pain-free range of motion. Range of motion is how far you go in. So don't go past that pain point. If you feel pain, come back out of it and just go into a place where, okay, I feel some sensation, I feel something, but it's not bad and it's not painful, it's not hurting me. You don't want to hurt yourself, right? Because I want you to come back and do yoga with me again, hopefully. All right, so for the IT band, finally, our first pose for the IT band. We'll talk about the strap a little bit later. Let me set that back to the side. I'll show you when we get to it. You can also use a necktie or a belt instead of if you don't have a technical yoga strap. So you can use your blocks if you like. I'm probably not going to use mine for this, but you're welcome to use yours. And I promise you, just use them. Just because I'm not using them doesn't mean it's better to not use them. I'm just, usually I can reach the floor okay. So we're going to ground down, meaning stand our weight into our left leg, standing up nice and tall, maybe hands on the hips. And then we're going to very calmly stay looking forward so that you don't go down. We tend to go where we look. So if you watch your foot right now as you do this and you're balancing on one foot for a moment, you might be really wobbly and actually even fall over. If you feel really unsturdy with this, you might even want to come to a wall where you can hold onto a wall or a chair or a countertop or something so that you're not going to wobble over and fall down on me and I'll never see you again because you'll hate yoga and I don't want that. So I'm crossing my legs and then take a deep breath in. Exhale, and we're going to do that same thing, just folding forward. But now you're probably going to notice that sensation in a different part of the leg. Hopefully a little bit into that IT band of the left leg, maybe even in the right leg as well. We're going to take 5 to 10 breaths here. When you've had enough, just come out of it. Let your head be heavy. That's 5 breaths for me, so if this is new and you want to just come out of it, go ahead. If you want to stay here a little longer, we'll do 5 more. Still sucking the belly in. Last breath. Send the breath where you're feeling this. And then we're gonna slowly engage your core, stand strong into that left foot, bring your right foot back out. And if that feels intense on either leg, you can do a little dance. Make a little love. Okay, no, don't make a little love, not right now, wait till the end. And then maybe like if you wanna, a lot of times if I'm balancing a lot on on one foot or not balancing very well, I'll kind of roll the ankle out or shake the leg. You gotta make that face when you do it though. Okay, so don't hurt yourself, but do whatever feels good. Kind of get that energy going. Shall we do the other side? Are you guys still with me? Do you hate me yet, Wolf Puppy? Did your leg fall off? How are we doing? Pretzel. He said I got a big foot. Well, you know what they say about big feet. New Kids on the Block. Big socks. All right, moving on. Now we switch. So coming back to that starting position, feet are hip distance apart, looking straight ahead, hands on the hips. Deep breath in, smile. And then we're going to cross the leg over on an exhale. The smile is just trying to trick you to make you think that you actually like this. And then we're going to take a deep breath in. And it's important here, try not to twist the hips. Try to keep them still facing forward. So we don't want to, as we cross the leg over, we don't want to turn our hips to the side. Okay, so try to that's why hands on the hips can be helpful to feel if they're staying put right where they should be. And sucking the belly in engages that core, and using the abdominals to kind of hold everything in place is really helpful. Take a deep breath. Exhale, fold it on forward. Hands come to blocks or to the floor or to your own legs. Again, keep a little micro bend in the knees so you're not hyperextending the legs back. And breathe. Letting the head be heavy. Again, feeling this in a new area. Maybe the outside of the right leg into that IT band. You may feel it more at the knee, more at the hip, somewhere along the thigh. For me, it's more at the hip. Suck that belly in. At 5 breaths, if you've had enough, you can come out of it. And at any level, you can come out. You don't have to hold it for any amount of time. Just experiment with your body, see how you're feeling. Try to keep weight in both feet. One more breath. Send that breath where you're feeling it. And then roll up on an inhale. Nice strong core, nice balanced feet. And step the left foot back where it was. Any fatalities? Everybody still alive out there? Houston? This is good? Okay, good. Well, Flippy said it's good. And this is who it's for. So if one person thinks it's good, I'm happy. All right, moving on to the next posture. Oh, and I do want to mention too. So I did find on Yoga Journal, I was doing some research for IT band just to make sure that I knew what I was talking about. That when you cross the legs, if you want to separate them even farther apart, but again, you want to try to keep it so that your hips don't turn. So I was having a hard time getting them really any further than there, and even still, I feel like my hips are turning. So that's why I didn't teach that way, but I did see that taught. So if your body's different than mine and that feels good to you, cool. But don't do anything that doesn't feel right or feels like it's gonna like torque or twerk or something. Torque. Anything that's causing involuntary twerking. What are we even talking about? Okay, this is another balance pose. So if you want to, maybe you want to do this so your back is near a wall so that if you go backwards, you're gonna fall backwards. So in order to do this, you're gonna need to take a decent sized step away from the wall because we're gonna be sitting our tush back. So you don't really want your tush, I guess the wall's probably not really gonna help you here. Just try not to fall. Okay. So maybe up against the wall here. That might be easier. Go sideways to the wall so you can put a hand out if you start wobbling to one side. And you're going to have your right side facing the wall, but I'm going to just face you guys because otherwise my back is to you and that's just kind of odd. So if I fall, we'll all get a good laugh, I suppose. So again, we're going to stand down into that left leg and we're going to do this nice and gentle. So start by just crossing the ankle in front of the other ankle. All right, and see how that feels right in front of the shin. If that feels okay, you're gonna work it up to right above the knee. I'm using Chin Mudra to try to keep me balanced. You might bring your hands to the hips, or again, right hand to the wall. Now that we're taking the right leg away, you might fall to the right. And then, if that feels okay still, we're gonna do the best part. We're gonna smile through this. We're gonna sit down. Okay, and you might even be able to get your hands to the ground, which is going to give you a lot of extra stability. But don't do that if it's too much stretch on your leg. Keeping the foot flexed. 5 breaths. And then we'll come out of it, standing up, replacing the right foot down. If you want to do your little awkward dance, voluntary twerking. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's probably not good for your back. I'm not a dance teacher. Okay? I'm a yoga teacher, and that's definitely not yoga. Hi, Billy. And we'll do the other side. So if you're using the wall, now your left hand is going to come to the wall. So I'll demonstrate that way since I'm over here now. And if you feel like you're wobbling to the other side, just put the wall where you feel like you're going to fall. So that way you can keep yourself from falling. We're going to look straight ahead. Hands on the hips. Ground down into the right leg. Cross the ankle just in front of the other ankle, the shin. Opening that knee out. You're going to feel your left glute engage, keeping that open. So we're not crossed like this, but we have the leg open. And this is called the figure 4. And then you're going to gently bring that ankle up right above the knee, flexing the foot. Make sure your ankle is off of your thigh enough that you're not digging yourself with your own ankle. Smile as we sit down into it. Only if it feels good for you and you're not going to fall. Apparently I'm going to fall the other way. And hands to the floor. Really saving my butt here. Oh, that feels good. Ooh, baby. Okay, 5 breaths. Good, engage your core, suck the belly in, and lift up. And bring the left foot back down. Do a little shake. Make sure you're feeling good. Let's see what else we have here on our torture device list. I mean, our yoga poses. All right, okay, this one, I don't know. I feel like this one's not so bad, but if you have really tight quads, you're going to hate me just as much for this one. So, what do I know? Hi, Sam. All right. On this one, again, come near a wall. It is a one-legged balancing pose. So if you want to have your hand, the wall in front of you about arm's distance, hands to the hips. I'm going to turn, well, actually, no, sideways is good. You can see me better. But it's probably triggering some people's OCD for me not to be on the mat. And that too. So everyone out there with OCD, I'm doing my best that I can. Back this up. Okay. Better? Everybody can breathe again? This is good. Make sure you can reach the wall in case you want to. Hands to the hips. Ground down into the left leg. Pick a focal point. We call this a sankalpa in yoga, something that you can stare at that's not moving and you can kind of keep you balanced. Imagine keeping your eyes still on that focal point, and that can help to keep the whole body still. And on this one, you want to keep both hips down, especially the right hip. You want to keep it level with the left. So we're going to shift our weight to our left leg, keep the right hip dropping down, and then bend the knee. Maybe you can reach back and grab the foot. But if you can't, this is where the strap can come into play. Dun, 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 dun. Strap, like I said, you can use a necktie or a belt. This is just a fabric strap. It's called the yoga strap if you're looking for them on Amazon or Walmart, wherever. And you're going to wrap it around the front of your right leg and hold it with your right hand. So you can hold both pieces in your right hand. And we're going to do the same thing again. So you'll just have your left hand on your hip. And as you bend that leg back, you can walk your hands. You can even use both hands if you're feeling balanced enough. Walk your hands down. Maybe you can even get it to hook onto the foot without sliding off the tip of the toes, and balance here for the standing quad stretch. So you're trying to keep your shoulder back and down. But if you can hold it with your hand, that's great too. Pulling the foot towards the butt. Try not to wipe out. And keeping the knee down towards the other knee. Three more breaths. So you may or may not feel that in your IT band. You can release when you're ready. But everything's connected here. So because the IT band muscle runs right sideways to the quad, we want to make sure that we're getting a stretch in there too, just like we did with the hamstrings by doing a regular forward fold first. So we're getting that whole area, so we're trying to make sure nothing gets left out. And see if we find any little discoveries that may also be a little bit tight. That also, a lot of times people with knee pain, it can be tight quads as well. So if you stretch the quad, that can help a lot. And we'll do the other side, grounding down into the right leg, hands on the hips, nice and tall, looking straight ahead at your Sankalpa, your focal point. And you can just do this. If this is enough of a stretch in your quad, that's fine. You don't have to hold it with the strap or anything if you don't want. Otherwise, if you can reach it. If you held it a while on the first time, I want you to hold it for a while on this side as well. We did about 7 breaths the way that I was teaching it, with a little break in between for me to grab my strap. So use your best judgment here. Again, keep that left hip down, left knee down. And if it's causing any pain, come out of it. Or you can just come out of it a bit by like unbending the knee a little bit. So if it's hurting your knee, don't pull too hard. One more breath. I think we also took a little break on the first side for falling out of it. All right, good. I think we're getting to the part where we can sit down on our butts pretty soon. Yay, hey Fox, green hearts. I like green. It's the color of vegetables and money. Oh, just kidding. We have a pose that everyone will also hate, and then finally we'll get to our butts. Hey Neil, Dr. Neil, how are you? Not to say that the stuff on our butt is easy, but just saying. All right, so this one we're going to start with the right foot in front, pointing straight ahead. Left foot comes back wherever you're comfortable. If you do have to turn it out to the left a little bit, that's okay. If you can have it facing forward, great. That's going to make it easier to twist. And you might want to use your block here as well. So I'll demonstrate with the block. So you're going to take your right hand to your hip. Left hand has the block or just empty. Inhale, left arm up. This is revolve triangle. So we're going to exhale, fold forward. And you might just come here. You might not be ready for the twist. If you are, then you're going to cross your block or your hand over to the other side. And remember, you can have your block at any level. And bring your right hand up to the sky. Getting into the right IT band. Get 5 breaths. And then we're going to windmill the arms very beautifully over to the other side. So I know it's hard to see from the side how far apart my legs are, but you do want to have some distance. It's going to give you better balance. You don't want the feet like stacked directly behind each other because that's just way too wobbly when you try to fold and twist. So you can bring your right foot out to the right or your left foot out to the left. Not too wide, but you'll probably feel where it feels nice and sturdy. And then the right hand is up in the air or with the block. Exhale to fold forward. You can stop here with your hand or block inside of the foot. And maybe you can still revolve from there. Or if you want the extra deep twist, you're going to bring the hand outside of the left foot to get into the left IT band. Try to keep the hips level here. Pulling the left hip back and keeping the right hip lowering. You can slightly bend the knees as well if you need to, especially that front knee. Good, and then we'll come right on up out of it. Congratulations, you've made it to the butt part of this broadcast. Not the butt part, but the part where we sit on our butts. And my own OCD with my bookshelf is triggered. I don't actually have OCD. All right, we'll keep our strap. So I'll keep it up here. It's a little bit more within reach. Just put it back where it was. And I'm gonna switch cameras. Lou, hey! Thanks for inviting your followers and sharing on Twitter. Thank you. Welcome back, John. How you doing, Neil? Okay, here we go. So, for this next trick, should I go that way? Wait, that way? Ooh, yeah, now you can't see the door. That's pretty. Okay, here we go. Hey, 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 hey. Listen what I say. Legs out straight. Hands next to the hips. Looking at this camera now. We're gonna cross the right. Actually, we've been doing the left one first, haven't we? Let's stick with what we've been doing. We're gonna cross the left ankle above the right knee. Okay, so my right knee is here. Left ankle's right behind there. Again, make sure it's over enough to the right that it's not pressing into your thigh and digging your ankle bone into your meat. If that's too intense, you can just sit here and you can just work, like you might just have the ankle crossed and you might feel that pretty intensely, and that's fine. Just like when we were standing with the figure 4 pose, you're doing the same thing. You're just working towards that level, stopping right above the knee with the flexed foot. And if you're thinking, oh, well, that's not so hard, I'm pretty amazing at yoga. Oh, you just wait. You just wait. I thought the same thing. We're going to bring our hands next to our hips for stability. You can lean back a little bit if it helps. And you might even want to. You're going to bend the right knee and put the right foot on the mat. And you can stop at any level. If that doesn't feel good, just straighten that right leg back out. And then if you like here, you can try to bend the knee more so that you're really getting a nice stretch here. I mean, ultimately, it can't really go past your chest, so there's only so far you can go. Kind of inching that in, maybe giving it a little hug, give it a little love, make sure you're up nice and tall. You guessed it, 5 breaths. Good, you survived it. Release. You're gonna bounce the knees, maybe windshield wiper, get into those hips a little bit. I don't know if you can see my feet. So I'm just doing a little of that. Maybe even rolling the ankles. Sometimes keeping that foot flexed nice and strong can cause the ankles to need a little extra love. And now we'll do the other side. Hands next to the hips. Maybe cross just over the ankle. If you're feeling that in that right IT band, just hang out here. You know, from here you might even just put your hand on your right knee and allow that to sink open a little bit more. But other than that, don't push on it. Just that little extra half pound or less of weight can be enough to get in there and to activate that. Walk it up to your comfort level. We're not going past the knee, so we're going just past the knee, but we're not going to come up. We're not trying to cross in like this. That gets more into the knee and other muscles. So stay just above the knee. Flex that foot. Flex the left foot too. Give it a little slap. Get ready. I don't know why. And then hands. Come back. It's a little bit easier for me to lean back, bring my hands back and lean back a little bit to pull my leg up. That way my weight isn't actually on my leg. And you can have it out pretty far. Okay, even stretching maybe into the top of the foot a bit. Or if you're feeling pretty open in that IT band today, you can even reach through this little keyhole here too if your leg is longer than mine. I have long arms and short legs, so I can kind of just like reach around my own leg. Reach around. All right. Be serious. What are we doing? 5 breaths. Keep your spine up nice and tall. Don't crunch. Ears over the shoulders. Shoulders down and back. Deep breath. Send that breath where you're feeling it. I'm a little bit stiffer on this side. See, my leg's not touching my chest on this side. And I think that was 5. I'm just pushing myself a little deeper since this side is stiffer. Good. And then release. And you can release after 5 breaths like a normal person if you'd like. So I did take a course called I remember the name of it. I think it was called Therapeutic Rehabilitation Using Yoga. It was taught by an occupational therapist, and she says that you can't, it's fine to focus on your tighter side a little bit longer. So, yeah, we want to balance the amount of time we do on both sides. Excuse me, but if one side is tighter, excuse me, little hiccups action here, then you can focus on that side a little bit longer to try to balance out the muscles. Okay, so for me, I spent a little bit longer there, but that's okay because that was my tighter side. You don't want to spend longer on your more flexible side because then you're just exaggerating the imbalance there in the body. Make sense? I can't hear you, so I'm going to assume you said yes. And let me make sure I'm doing these in order. Why do I speak with a weird accent sometimes? I'm not sure. But I have a bindi pimple again. In honor of Holi. They call that the seated glute stretch. I would call that seated pigeon pose, but either way. All right, this one is a little bit funky. Try not to hate me. I said there was 8 poses, it's actually 9. All right, here we go. And that doesn't include the 2 we're going to do for strengthening. 2, 1. I forget what the second one is, so let's just do one. Okay. Let's make sure that I can figure this out. Gotta switch my camera back. Hey Dan, hey, how you doing? Okay. This one is funky. Here we go. We're going to start with that left leg again. We're in staff pose to begin with. Let's take 3 breaths in staff pose just to build that posture a bit. Hands next to the hips, feet flexed, nice and tall. Inhale, exhale. This is it. 4 more breaths. Did I say 3? I'm going with 5. Open up the chest, hug those elbows back. Shoulders are also down. 2 more breaths. Good. All right, bend the left leg. Reach across with your right hand. So let me leave this over here not to confuse you. Left foot, right hand. I'm going to hold on to the outer edge of my left foot. Okay, keep myself up nice and tall. And then I'm going to, if I can, extend this leg as far as is comfortable and turn to twist to the left. Keeping my spine long. Definitely getting into that IT band. Keep both feet flexed. 3 more breaths. Baby. Good. Now let's try the other side. Right hand down, outside of the right hip. Bending the left knee. Reaching for the outside of the right foot. Did I say, sorry, this is the right knee. Did I say left? Bend the right knee, left hand, right foot. Just do the other side, okay? Do the other side. Holding the outside of the foot. Extending that out. Twisting to the right. Both feet are flexed. Spine is long. 3 more breaths. If you need to come out early, that's okay. Long spine. Good. And release. Well, that felt lovely. Quite lovely. All right. Got a cheat in. Doo -doo -doo. All right, I'm gonna go do these a little bit out of order from the post that I tweeted. So if you want to do it in the order of the tweet, just go to my Twitter, NextJuice, and do it the way they do it. Otherwise, come on. Okay. Get that strap back in position, which is basically just in your hands, and lay down on your back. Oh, it seems like this is gonna be nice and easy, huh? Yeah, no, it's not. So just bear with me here. We're holding on to the right foot with the strap, and we're gonna hold on. So we have left hand on the strap, right foot in the strap. Right arm is opened out wide, so I'm just gonna demonstrate with my left arm. My right arm is like this, just opened out wide. Okay. And we're gonna very gently cross that leg over, keeping the left toes pointing towards the sky. Both feet are flexed. To get into the IT band. Doesn't matter how far you come. This is totally making me have to pee. It's squeezing my bladder. Two more breaths. Now we'll bring it back center. See, that wasn't so bad. We survived it. Hopefully. And we hook the right foot now. Okay, this is the left foot, Taylor. Okay, hi, hello. It's my left foot. Left foot in the strap. And where you want the strap is just kind of like in the arch of your foot, all right? If you have flat feet, maybe you can give it a really big pull and help build your arches. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Okay, my humor is not okay. All right, we're gonna hold it with our right hand this time. Left arm opens out wide. And nice and easy, just go to where you feel it. If you want to stop right here, totally fine by me. If you want to keep pushing it, just make sure that the right toes stay pointing up towards the sky. Oop, I'm losing it. Okay, wait, too far. Good. And we come out. So I'm going to teach the strengthener while we're here laying down, and then I'm going to offer you one last pose called Hero's Pose, but I suggest that you go very, very easy on this pose because it's very intense on the knees for a lot of people. But that's the pose after the one we're about to do, so try this one, and then we'll see about that last one. Don't push it. There's always this balance with yoga where, yeah, it's good to be outside of your comfort zone. It's okay to push and explore a little bit, but especially if you're new to yoga or if you're already in pain and you have really, really tight muscles, just go to where you feel some sensation and just stop there. Don't push yourself past that. If you feel sensation, you're already pushing something, okay? Just rolling up my strappy. And for this one, we're going to roll over onto our left side. I'm not going to tell you what pose it is because then you might not do it, so just trust me. And this is for strengthening the IT band. So we're on our left side, and we're going to bring the elbow under the shoulder. Hand comes straight out, so we're on the forearm. We're going to get nice and strong through that shoulder, through the core. Nice and strong through the core. Ooh, I really have to pee. And when you're ready, you're going to lift up into side plank. And then you're going to lift your right leg, keep your hips parallel, your right leg up. I don't even know if I can do this for 5 breaths. I can only do 3. So like I said, I'm kind of flexible, but not very strong. And then we're going to do the other side. Right elbow under the shoulder, hand comes straight out from the elbow, getting ready for side plank on the other side. And lifting the left leg. Good. We kind of survived that one, maybe a little bit. Ooh, yeah, my IT band's like, hello, I am awake. What would you like from me? Well, Puppy's like, hey, I tried. Don't fall asleep again. I didn't fall asleep. I didn't. She said, whoa. This is so peaceful. Well, I'm glad you like it, Pepito. Listen, I can't do that. Where am I supposed to put my beer? Hey, Jimmy Nap. You guys are the best. Okay, so this last one, again, can be pretty intense on the knees. So don't do it if you don't like it. And I'm going to show you how you can do this with blocks. So if sitting on your feet like this is intense enough for you, like I'm actually just sitting on my feet, you can experiment with rolling the feet out so your heels are framing your tush and see how that feels. If this is already too much for you and you immediately want to come out of it, I would encourage you to come up. Make sure there's something cushy. I'm on carpet. You can put a blanket like that or fold your yoga mat, a few times under your knees. Give yourself some cushion. You can use a towel or something so that you're not hurting your knees by being on them. Separate them as much as you need to slide a block underneath and see how it feels to sit on the block. If you can sit like this and you're still feeling it, great. Then just do this. If this is still too much, you can try 2 blocks. And what you'll notice is that it's just taking that bend out of my knees a little bit, but still allowing me to start feeling what this pose might feel like. Okay? And you'll just go like that. So if you are comfortable without the blocks, you're going to experiment with coming down in between the feet. And this is called hero's pose. Let me come forward a bit. So between the feet are right outside of the hips. And then if this is still enough for you, if this is like, whoo, okay, this is enough, then you'll just sit here just like this. Take some breaths. When you need to come out of it, you come out of it by coming up onto the knees first, and then maybe even just stepping up to come down or to come out. Otherwise, you can maybe bring your hands down and come down to the side if you're going to come to sitting afterwards. So if this feels okay for you, then everybody's favorite part, start walking our hands back. And you might even want to experiment with just coming back a little bit so you get a little bit of that quad stretch, but don't hurt your knees, guys, okay? Don't hurt them. And you can't do this if you're on the block because you won't be able to lay back. Otherwise, if you want to lay back for 5 breaths. One more breath. Good, nice strong core. Oh, I grabbed my own butt there. I'm not sure why. And we'll come out, maybe straightening the leg back, doing a little bit of peddlers. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see me over there. Doing a little bit of action to undo that pose a little bit. Congratulations! That is our IT band practice. Band practice, that sounds funny. That was band practice. And it was an hour long. So you just did an hour of yoga. I bet I tricked you. I bet you didn't know you were doing that. I tricked myself too. I didn't realize it took me that long. But hey, there we go. And now we're going to lay down, do a little meditation. Wait. I've learned my lesson from this. Sometimes I fall asleep when I do this. We don't want that to happen. So let me get a timer so I don't fall asleep. Why are there karate belts in my purse? Alright. Ta-da! Yes, sleep/meditation. Okay, I really have to pee, so I'm gonna go pee real quick, and you guys can come with me, and you're gonna hear me pee. If I fart, I apologize. Because this is a Bluetooth microphone, and although you do not see me, you will still be able to hear me. You may want to turn your volume down. So I can actually guide you into setting up for your meditation while I do this. You are going to hear me peeing in the background. It's going to be weird. Brace yourself. And replace it. Relax to the sound of me. Put it on the roll. Seated. I should probably close the door so I like family. I usually do a break. Yes, I'm very nice to meet you on Taylor. Don't forget to every single day with positive, engaging content. Engaging with you even muscles all the way down through your spine, into your hips, through your legs, into the tips of your toes, and you're going to relax your entire body. From there, you might want to take some deep breaths. And you're not doing this right now as I say it, you're just realizing what we're going to do. I'm going to remain silent. So you're going to relax your breath, and you're going to find relaxation of the body. But yeah, I'm not about to have to wash my hands because ain't nobody got time for that. Here, I'm coming back downstairs. Okay. It's a play-by-play. Then you're going to bring your awareness to your mind and notice what your thoughts are like. Hopefully you're not thinking about me peeing. It's robotic audio. Oh, you're so tight lower body. Sounds like too many burritos. Turn the mic off in the bathroom, please. I'm gonna vet water. Okay. Were you abducted by aliens up there? It's just because the, can you hear me okay now? It's the Bluetooth, so it probably was just out of range of the computer. Sorry, guys. I was. Okay, but now it's okay. I just took them to the bathroom with me. So let's start over. You're going to relax your body head to toe, relaxing the muscles of the face, all the way down through the neck and spine, relaxing the belly. Imagine you're relaxing even your heart and lungs, relaxing your arms down to the fingertips, relaxing the legs all the way to the tips of the toes. And then you're going to take some deep breaths. In and out through the nose. If you want to do your exhales through your mouth, that might feel good. Was you abducted by aliens? Yes, I were. And then you're going to bring your awareness to your mind, noticing what you're thinking about, what your feelings are. And then you're going to bring your awareness to the topic of your meditation, whatever that may be. You can choose it. It may be relaxation, peace, calm. I'm going to focus on what we've been focusing on for a while, but I really enjoy this meditation, which is creativity. Asking myself, how can I be creative? How can I address my problems creatively? What can I create? And again, you can take any position that's comfortable for you. I should probably actually set the timer. So take your time now to get into your comfortable position. We'll do a 10-minute meditation. I have been known to sometimes extend these meditations. when I'm really enjoying them. So don't hold me to the 10-minute thing, but I promise I won't fall asleep because I'm going to set an alarm. And I won't fall asleep for 37 minutes like we did that one time. Okay, here we go. All together now. Relax. When you're ready, begin to bring some small movements into the body, bringing your awareness back to the present moment, letting go of the object of your meditation, knowing that you can always return to your meditation anytime that you like. You can make the movements larger, deepening the breath, stretch the body out, twist the body, however feels good for you. If you're laying down, you can come rolling onto one side, using your lower arm as a pillow, and reconnect with your intention from the beginning of your practice. The reason that you came into this video or this live broadcast, the reason that you wanted to try yoga, or the reason that you've been doing yoga. And taking your time, when you're ready, press yourself up to seated to close the practice. Inhale, arms out and up, looking up at the hands. Exhale, hands together in front of the chest, lifting the chest to meet the thumbs. Deep breath in. Exhale, bow your chin to your chest, honoring yourself for taking this time for your body, your mind, and your soul. Then lift the head center. Namaste. Namaste means the divine light in me recognizes and honors the divine light in you. And I definitely want you to feel that and realize that you are divine, that you just did something so great for your body. If you've been struggling with IT band pain, and even the meditation itself is so beneficial. It's been proven scientifically to help all areas of your life, to help with focus. And I've been reading books about how important focus is. If you don't know, I read a new book every week, and you can sign up for my book reviews totally for free at the website, nextjuice.com. And if you like this content and you want to help keep content like this going, we are live every single day on Periscope with positive and engaging content. There are 15 of us that broadcast here, and we can't keep that going and adding more people and more shows without your support. So while you're over there, click the support button and help us out with a contribution. It could be as little as $5, and we really greatly appreciate that. I'm going to come and check in with the comments that came in live and then release you. Your son has a Focus, it's blue, a Ford Focus. Hi, Shelly. Hello, Abdul. Yoga, I just stopped by to troll. Well, that's crazy. You read my mind, Lou. I was literally meditating and thinking, Lou is really going to enjoy trolling my next broadcast. You guys, Lou and Ed's conversation. Oh, okay. Aw, thanks, Fox. I hope you have a great sleep. Yay, my pleasure. Well, Puppy, thanks for asking. I needed some inspiration for content today. I was like, what am I going to broadcast about? I did finish reading The One Thing last night, so maybe I'll do a book review on that probably tomorrow, because tonight I already came up with what my next broadcast is going to be. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's going to be basically not even content, and it's going to be very troll worthy, so let's have some fun. I'm going to shut this down, clean up a little bit, and then I'll be live again in the next several minutes. So make sure that you're following. Tight IT bands are your life, your roller is your best friend. Yeah, so when I was reading about yoga for IT bands, it was saying that you don't need any kind of like tennis balls or foam rollers, and to put those away and just do these few yoga poses. Hey, Bill, thanks for the super hearts. I'm about to end this broadcast. I'm going to be live again in just a little bit. So make sure that you're following, and I'll be live in a little bit with something that's not even worth being called content. But I'm traveling tomorrow and I have to get it done, and you might be able to guess what it is. So big thank you to the top contributor of this broadcast, Wolf Puppy. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Casey. And you can watch this replay, Shelly, but you can also check out my Twitter page, NextJuice, where I posted up a tweet that had 9 of the poses that we did tonight. You loaned out your phone, Roland. Don't know who has it. That's what happens with me with books all the time. Hey, Chasing. Hey, everybody. We're just about to shut this down. So thanks for coming in, watching live. Thank you to all of our replay viewers watching in the future. And I hope to see you guys on the next juice. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor. Special little thing for you guys over on YouTube. Can't say this on Periscope, but I want to let you guys know, if you do, go over to nextjuice.com and click the support button and subscribe for monthly sponsorship. So it's got to be the auto renewal monthly basis sponsorship. You get entered to win $100 on the 17th of every single month. It's my way of saying thank you for having faith in us both now and into the future. I really appreciate that. We're trying to get this channel live 24 hours a day. Make sure you're following us over on Periscope as well. That's where we do most of our content. But we do, here on YouTube, we do yoga, ASMR, book reviews, and more. So stay tuned, and this channel will probably get developed more as we grow. So if you want to help that to happen, just jump over to nextjuice.com and click support. Thanks. Let's do those bubbles again. I really like them. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next juice.